It's okay, she's my girlfriend.
Don't trouble yourself.
Welcome to the Hiding for Horrors podcast, where we discuss all things horror, from one-off movies to franchises to TV series, and even some expanded media. I'm Mark.
I'm Tawan.
And I'm Elian.
And today we're reviewing The Return of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, or is it also known as The Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation, released in 1995, written and directed by Kim Hinkle. And before we move on, I just want to point out that Kim Hinkle helped co-write the very first Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Elian, can you please give us the plot summary?
The Return of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre follows four high school students, Jenny, Heather, Barry, and Sean, who get into a car accident while driving home from prom. Their search for help leads them to an isolated farmhouse where they encounter Leatherface and a bizarre group of killers. But this time, there's something much stranger going on. The group discovers that the massacre may be connected to a secretive organization with ties to government conspiracies and the Illuminati. As Jenny fights to escape, she realizes that surviving Leatherface may be the only part of the nightmare.
Well, no, I'm just thinking about this movie, but before we get into our movie this week, I have a couple Haddonfield headlines for you all, keeping it short and sweet. First up on the docket, for some reason, there's a new Leprechaun movie in the works. Mark, how you feel about that?
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Oh my god. I used to love that fucking movie.
I like Leprechaun because of nostalgia, because I watched them as a kid. The last time I watched the Leprechaun movies, I was 20. And at that point, I realized, oh my God, these are horrible.
It's about to be a 10-year anniversary soon.
Because we go from Jennifer Aniston in a bad wig to him being in space. And the fact that him going to space isn't even the craziest thing he does, because he went to the hood twice.
I forgot about that.
One day we will do the Leprechaun franchise. And with the new movie happening, it might be then. So listen, I love me some Warwick Davis. So, whatever, wow.
Yeah, so yeah, this is happening. We don't know anything, any plot points, nothing like that. We just know that it is in the works at Lionsgate with a Patrick Melton and Marcus Dunstan, who are some of the writers behind Saw 3D and The Collector. So we'll see what happens with Leprechaun. The last entry in the franchise was Leprechaun Returns in 2018. Which was kind of like a reimagining, reboot type of deal. And if I'm not mistaken, it aired on the Sci-Fi Network. So
It did.
That
Yeah.
might tell you what the quality of that movie was. But yes, new Leprechaun movie will be releasing fairly soon. Next up, there is a Jeff the Killer horror movie in the works based on the viral creepypasta.
Shut up!
Not even kidding.
Oh, I low-key am excited for that one. The creepypasta really scary. Oh my god.
It feels. I wonder, do kids even know about Jeff the Killer now?
I don't think so. Not that I'm aware of, because when when I'm babysitting or something like that, no one does creepypasta. Everybody's on Poppy Playtime. I'm being so
the only creepypasta that still gets active is that Bill. It's Slenderman kind of, but also the back rooms in a sense.
Oh yeah.
But the back, outside of that though, I I don't know if like kids and like or even like teens know like what Jeff the Killer is these days. Like that was like back in elementary school and like early high school where that was kind of big.
Girl, I had nightmares of Jeff the Killer. Oh my god.
Yeah, so we'll see what comes of it. Um, it will be filmed. So I don't think she's made a movie, but it's this create online creator named Savannah Moss who's going to be putting it together. And I've seen a bunch of
Okay.
her like stuff before, like shorts and whatnot, and she does pretty good work. So
Okay, okay.
interesting to see what comes of it. So it's another create like online creator who is going to be taking their first swing at a movie, and it will be this. But yeah, Jeff the Killer coming soon. um, definitely seems a little late, but we shall see about that. And last on our list, nothing, nothing actually movie related, but there will be a real life Freddy Fazbear's opening in New Jersey
I thought it was
based
in
on Five
Chicago.
Nights. No, it's gonna be in New Jersey. Yeah, a actual Freddy Fazbear's pizza based on Five Nights at Freddy's, and I think it's going to be like permanent. It doesn't seem like this is going to be um like a little temporary, like one of those experiences type of deals. It's going to be like a permanent like restaurant and experience place. So that will be opening in East Rutherford, New Jersey in 2027. So maybe we'll have to do a trip to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza next year, y'all. Yes, that is all for our headlines this week. It's been a pretty slow news week in the Haddonfield universe, but I will kick it back to Mark so we can discuss whatever he just had me watch today.
Well, we watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4, The Next Generation. Last movie was weird and wacky, and I knew you couldn't go back to the realism after that. This movie is I don't know what this movie is. And I pointed out that Kim Hinkle co-wrote first movie. Like, what is with Toby Hooper and Kim Hinkle, where they made this really good movie that very first time, and then when they came back, they made something completely different that doesn't work. Because why is Leatherface in full drag?
Don't
Why why is Matthew McConaughey hooting and hollering all over the goddamn set? Why is Renee Zellweger? I have no words. I don't understand. And the Illuminati.
Why
You
did
know,
that
Illuminati.
lady beat Heather with the stick with no?
I was like,
And
what was the point of this?
you know what's really pissing me off? What was
What?
really making me mad? I've seen this movie so many times, and this was the very first time I realized that that lady who plays Darla wasn't fucking Christy Alley.
Really?
It's pissing me off. Grew up thinking that was Christy Alley. That ain't Christy Alley.
Damn.
That makes me even more mad. This whole movie makes no sense. Like I don't get it. And why do they have a new last name? Why are they the Slaughter family all of a sudden?
Yeah, I was so confused.
Y'all was Sawyer's for three movies straight, and now y'all got a whole. At least y'all kept the SL, but like, what the hell? The S. What the fuck is going on? I warned you, Twan, that it got worse after the last one. How much did you believe me that it was gonna get way worse?
Um, so the last one already felt like a parody. And also, I'm not gonna lie. Even though I just watched that movie last week, I've already forgotten like so much of it. But I'm getting specs of it back now, and this one feels even this one feels even more distance and more parody at the same time. But I I don't like it. I'm just gonna put it out there. I don't like it, but I liked it more than the third one. Um, just because I was laughing. Like I was cackling throughout this movie too much because it was so unserious with the shit that was happening in it. Like it was not it was not Texas Chainsaw. This was something else. Like this was something
What you
else.
mean? Grandpa was there.
Grandpa literally got his ass up and walked out this movie like we all should have did. We saw Grandpa in that one scene. He got his ass up and was
Oh,
like,
definitely,
"Yeah,
Grandpa looked more alive in this movie than he did in the last three. Actually, if we're gonna be
yeah,
honest.
he did." But he literally got his ass up and left. It didn't. Nobody acknowledged it. Like I honestly forgot about it because after I watched the movie, I was like, I watched the videos on it just to make sure like I wasn't missing anything. Like maybe there was something else, and I was like, oh. Yeah, this is just it. But there's somebody in the video I watched mention the grandpa just noped out the movie, and I was like, "You are so right. He was right there, and literally got up and walked the fuck away." I believe he was in that plane. The grandpa was driving the plane. He was tired of, but he was tired of Matthew McConaughey ass. Yeah, this was a trip. Like as you mentioned, the randomness of Leatherface just being in drag. Um, the the random domestic abuse with Matthew McConaughey and the and Darla. Um, what was his name? Vilmer and Darla. Like, I don't know what was up with her. Like her whole ordeal.
Was she cheating
Why?
on her husband? I couldn't tell when she was making the pizza. She was like, I should
I
have
have
stayed.
no idea.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you might be right though. I think she might have like left her husband for him, but yeah, it was it was some Renee Zellweger just screaming and hooting and hollering. Um, it was a mess.
He had a
Hmm.
chainsaw. He was chasing me with a chainsaw. Like, girl,
It
shut up.
was it was a mess. Like it was just so much.
Okay. So I'm not gonna lie with you guys. I didn't watch the second or the third one. I did see like some recaps of it, but I was entirely confused with this whole film. The thing that just like really just bothered me was like I don't even know how to explain it. I was like, oh, so we're just in the minute of it, or like when Matthew McConaughey's character literally says, "I'm gonna kill you," or like he's gonna die. Not he's gonna die, but basically he's dead now. I'm like, damn. So the movie just starts like this. There was like, I understand that we already have a background on it, but it was just the movie itself. I feel like I know Mark said it, but I'm not sure if I'm using the right word. It was like kind of like a reboot in a sense of the first film. Um, you can correct me if I'm wrong.
No, it
Um,
doesn't make sense because it doesn't make sense because of the lore and the backstory. I think that's
yeah,
the main issue. I don't know about you, Tuan, but it's like we've seen three movies before this. At the very least, we should know Leatherface. How are we to the fourth movie and you don't know Leatherface? It's like even with Ghostface being a different person in each movie, when they have the Ghostface outfit on, they do all the same Ghostface shit. But it's like, why am I seeing a different Leatherface every
but
single
hold
movie?
up.
So like the lore, like the lore doesn't help this movie. It actually is the reason why it's so bad.
Yeah, but with Scream, at least we had one connecting character. The killers were different, but at least they were connected to the original in some way.
I mean,
This one
technically, we're
itself.
supposed to be connected to Leatherface.
Wait, what?
Technically, we're supposed to be connected to Leatherface. The same way in Halloween, we're connected to Michael or we're connected to Jason. We're supposed to be connected to Leatherface. And I guess fucking Grandpa
But it's just
is.
like the story itself, like not even the characters are the same in a sense, or like just in this one itself, it's a whole different like quote unquote different family, but there's a whole new plot. It's basically the same thing as the first one, just a different like one is a road trip, this one's a prom. But at least in the first one, it had like it was building up to what this lore is. This one just goes straight at it. And like I understand maybe people will watch the whole thing, but like as like me personally, it just didn't even make sense even as I first watched the first. It was just like, what was the point of this film at all? On top of that, it just got so weird with the ending. Like not full, not the entirety of the ending, but I'm talking about the Illuminati part. I'm like, what was the point of this in this film? Like, what was this? And at first, I thought the drag part was her friend. It's not Heather. It's what's her name? Is Heather?
It was Heather.
Oh.
Her
Yeah,
name's Heather.
our main our final girl was Heather, right?
You thought that was Heather in the in the outfit.
I no, I thought that Leatherface took off her face, and that's what he was putting on.
See, that would have made more sense.
But it wasn't, right?
No, it wasn't.
Then I didn't see the point of that
okay
one.
with that though. I mean,
Yes.
it's still been, the heels and the dress and the wig would have still been questionable, but the face would have made some sense.
Exactly. That's why I thought it was her. But then I looked at it. I was like, then what was the point of this whole skit? If it was Heather, it would have made better. It would have made better sense.
But also, Tron, is this the first one? Is this the first movie since the first movie that has teens in it again? Because didn't the last two revolve around like adults? Or, like,
Yeah,
young adults?
Stretch and who and them, they were like adults, and then the second movie, third
Stretch was
movie,
like 25.
yeah, they were adults too. So yeah, this was the first, one with like what was Sally and them teens? I thought they were in their 20s.
Oh yeah, I think they were like college age because they were on the road. Okay, yeah. Okay, this is the first one with teens in it. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it didn't help. They were ass. Even Renee Zellweger was ass.
Matthew McConaughey could not even film. Oh, it was.
Listen, let's talk about the scenes because
Can I bring back a stick? Like her setting this bitch with a stick. I was like, what was the point of it? No, you know what scene irritated me was the fucking what was it? The shock stick. I'm like, y'all, like you literally hear this, like this girl is being shocked, but you still go get a pizza. You hear this girl crying, and the trunk is open. Does nobody see this? Do you not hear? I'm like, what?
So what you got back there?
Craziest thing to me, and I remember I texted to Twan. I'm like, those fucking old people were enjoying retirement, drinking they Bloody Marys, and they just decided to pull over to help this nice young lady, and then end up dead. They were just cruising their RV. That pissed me off. I was like, wait a minute, they on their last act. They just being helpful. If they would have just mad at their business and been mean old people, they'd still be alive. Then, even though he looked good in it, Matthew McConaughey jumping out the window to jump on top of the car, making all that goddamn no. Ooh,
girl, hold up. You know what pissed me off was the sound of his damn like the leg. I was like, can you shut up? Like honestly, I was getting irritated, dude. But what is with these girls like jumping out of windows? Like, girl, what is this? Jumping out of the car door.
You know what? The window isn't the issue. Why did you get on the antenna? Why did you get on the antenna?
No, the wire, girl. The wire had me cracking up.
Like Twan. Now we've seen some final girls do some crazy shit over the movies we watched, but I ain't never seen a bitch hop on the telephone wire.
She's definitely going on a poll.
Like, what are we doing here? Like, get your ass down.
Yeah.
She was hoping Matthew McConaughey would save.
Like it was. I'm sorry. I know you mentioned it, but I'll just keep going back to Darla and that damn stick. Like when that happened, I'm like, oh, she about to whack the shit out of Heather ass, and then she just go over there and lightly tap her, and like I don't know why Heather, she sounded more annoyed than anything.
Because like, I'm pretty sure it was a callback to Sally getting beat with the broom in the first one. But
Yes.
at least he was hitting Sally with the broom. Like for
Darla
me
gave
to
her
get
a
him
little love tap.
Oh, and then
Like her heart wasn't in it.
come on, the scene because I felt it because it's how I felt about this whole subplot when Darla is telling Renee Zellweger's character about like the conspiracy theory about who shot Kennedy, and then Renee Zellweger's like, oh, that's interesting. In my head, I'm like, girl, yes, I'm with you because this don't make no damn sense. I tell you, don't make sense. And it actually being true within this movie's canon also doesn't make any fucking sense. When
I
they
was
swap, when they swooped down and killed Vilmer, I was like, "What the fuck are we doing? What did this really just happen?"
right.
That was the
Then
granddad.
that was Grandpa.
That was Grandpa. His ass. He took his ass out the movie, got in that plane, and was like, "I'll handle this."
He is the
Oh my
best at
god.
killing.
But it
Look,
was
we
the
didn't. Look,
foreshadowing.
we ain't see no. We ain't see who was in that plane. It was the Grandpa.
Girl,
He
bye.
is he is the
But like,
best at killing.
I don't know if you guys noticed it. Like, I was saying like the foreshadowing. I didn't like the whole Illuminati shit. It was on. I don't know if you saw it. It was on the truck itself. I was like, I thought it was just like some conspiracy shit. I didn't think they were gonna actually bring the whole thing into the film. I thought it was just like people with like they're just paranoid. But it was that little foreshadow that just was just so annoying. I don't know.
Also, seeing that pissed me off immediately when um when Jenny is with Barry and Heather, and they're chasing after the truck, and
And she
then
whispers,
and she and fucking yeah, Barry and Heather, they run up to the truck, and then Jenny just like doesn't and walks the other path by herself, and then gets attacked by a garbage bag.
that was
I'm
funny
like,
though.
girl, lock the fuck in. And first of all, I don't give a fuck. Like, if I am wheezing, I'm not. If the group run away, I'm running with the group because I'm not about to be out here by myself.
Twan, you
Like,
would have been. It would have been hands at first sight.
I'm not about to be out here by myself. Like, first, man, I'm beating their ass too for leaving me. The fuck, but like, it's not about to be that. Um. Also, there was this like right after they got into the car accident when they left Sean, who he basically just a dead man walking as soon as they left him.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't even try to help himself though. The way he was running away from Vilmer car, he was not trying to save himself. I think he wanted to go. Um, but when Barry, Heather, Jenny, they're walking through the forest, and I think the flashlight went out, and Jenny was like, "Oh, I'm like now." I mean, Heather was like, "Oh, it's gonna be dark now." When it's lit as fuck out there in that forest, like they ain't need no flashlight. I can see everything.
I gotta come back. I gotta come back though to that one scene because I just brought it up, but you brought a whole different scene. It's just the fact that Jenny, girl, why are you whispering at something that's not there? They ain't gonna hear you. They went straight far. It's like, guys, I'll meet you here back. I'm like, girl, what are you whispering at? There's no one there. They gone. I'm like, sister, come on now. But
My
hold up. I just want to say this one thing, and my bad, my bad.
Go ahead.
The acting it was really bad. It was like the first half. Jenny at least gave me something at least mid to end, but everything else, I'm like, y'all ain't shit. Y'all, oh. Anyways, that's it.
Those all four of the teen characters were annoying, and
Mhm.
I don't know I don't know. I feel like the last like two, throw three movies, but yeah, all the sequels, they've had issues with the characters and the plot because
Yeah.
like I don't know that we needed a group of friends coming from the prom. Like I don't think that was needed at all. That made like no. It didn't work for me.
It doesn't make any difference to the story. Them like going to
Yeah,
the prom, like it could have just been literally the same as the first movie. Some fucking kids on a road trip and they get in a car crash.
no impact. The same way that the two people from the last movie, it made no sense that they were like that he was just running them off the road. Like it just makes no. It doesn't make any sense. I just don't get it. Just like I didn't get why the fuck Stretch was so hell bent on investigating this random ass call she got in the middle of the night.
Deadass.
Right.
Like the stories of the characters never actually like y'all just waste our time to get us for them to be at the location with Leatherface and the family. We could low key just skip all of that and just get straight to Leatherface and the family. You know, Saul was never afraid. But Saul opens up with a kill all the time, and then we just work our way around it. I would be okay with that. Like you wasted my time with this with the setups that don't actually have any impact on what's actually happening.
And it's like I feel like, and it's like they took that wrong. I won't say the wrong thing because it worked in the first one because of how it was paced. Like it worked. It worked like getting to that point where we eventually see like Leatherface for the first time when he does the first kill, and then we get that. But that was kind of built up on like they're finding his house and blah 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 blah. But like
Mhm.
everything else after that, like none of those made sense in that same kind of way. Like Stretch is she's like hunted on essentially, which okay, that kind of works in a sense because it's a family of cannibals who like they maybe like hunting their prey almost like okay, like in a sense I can see that. Third one, no, nothing. No, it doesn't work at all. And then this one even more so. And then now we got the Illuminati involved, and
It makes no sense. I mean, at least like if you're going to include the Illuminati, I feel like the characters who were being hunted and being killed should have had some kind of connection to that. That's up. Like they could have tied the two plots together some way somehow. I don't get it. Like
I feel like
it
they
would
just dipped the toe in it and then didn't want to go all the way and were like, huh, well, it's here
facts,
now.
facts. It's like yeah, the plots never make sense. And like I was saying earlier to Elion, I feel like every franchise, like even if you don't follow a final girl or protagonist, you follow the antagonist because you know them. We know Michael Myers. We can follow Michael Myers to every movie because we know he gonna be stalking people in his white mask and his blue overalls, being all quiet and fast and shit. That's what we expect for him. We know him. He the homie. We gonna watch him do his thing until they knock his ass out. We know Jason gonna be swimming in shit and popping up out of shit and killing people with all kind of things, bending their bodies and stuff. You know, that's what Jason do. We know that. Dude, we
Right.
don't know we don't know Leatherface. And we don't even know the fucking we don't know the family, because this is a new family every goddamn movie too. Doing weird shit. They had a kid and a mama last movie. Where the fuck the kid at? Did the kid get killed, Tawan? I forget.
No.
See, why why the kid went in this one? Like, come on. Come on. And Grandpa don't count his dead ass just be around there every movie. Like it's we don't know these characters, so going from movie to movie doesn't make sense. And even if the characters, actually no, because I was gonna compare it to Friday the 13th, but we know why those people are being hunted in those movies because they're at Camp Crystal Lake. They're on the campgrounds. And if you go in that area, Jason gonna get you. So that gives them a reason to be there. There's never a reason for these characters to be involved in these Texas Chainsaw Massacre plot. I can forgive the first one because it's the first one. You know, you just establish some shit, but after that, like, make it make sense. Why is the Illuminati here?
Yeah.
Grandpa, that's all I could say.
Like, why is Wilmore walking around hooting and hollering? What is that little girl from the last movie? It's This movie's ass.
It was
I'm trying
bad.
not to. I'm trying not to preview my character past, but it doesn't make any sense. And the Tawan, they have the Illuminati.
Someone call Madonna.
Like, why is the man in black in this movie, Tawan?
Um. And what they what was the shit on his chest?
Right?
Like I thought, like some like portal or some shit was gonna open up. Like I thought he was gonna have her like pull one of those like rings on his chest, and like some shit was gonna some, like crazy shit was gonna happen. But no, he just opened his chest and showed us his weird ass shit and no explanation for it.
Because I want to know what the what the pitch was when the studio said, "Okay, I want you," or if he approached whoever approached who. What was the pitch? What was said to get this movie to be greenlit? For them to say this is going to be a theatrical release. Like, I want to know what was. It's crazy to me that like Hellraiser, Leprechaun, Chucky, they all went to direct to video, direct to DVD, to streaming right away. But after these two horrible movies, Leatherface was still in theaters. After this movie, I would have not bought a Leatherface ticket. So what are we talking about? This movie is dumb.
Yeah,
But I want to
I
know.
I don't
Oh, go
see it
ahead.
for this franchise.
But
I
I
don't.
want to know if y'all were in charge. Like, what would you have done? Like, what would you do to fix this script, Elion?
Don't even know, girl. I don't even know. I get okay. Okay. So the best I could do is firstly, for me, this was basically a read. It was basically they're trying something new. They could have introduced the family a little bit like they did in the like first. That's one thing. They just went straight to it, to the killing with Matthew McConaughey's character. Um, Afterwards, you can get rid of the whole Illuminati. There was no need for that. And another thing, instead of Leatherface just doing drag, it should have been Heather's like face. Like that would have been more like that would have been more like understanding. And nothing bad with it. It was just like what was the point of it? If it was Heather, it would have been a better scene. Uh, I guess another thing is that I know I'm just gonna basically counteract what I'm saying. They could have done a little bit. They could have been. This could have been a whole story on its own. It could have been like like an actual part two of the first film, where it actually goes into like a deeper uh, a deeper story to Leatherface. They bring back the old characters. They bring back like all the people that died. Like like they could have brought like some form of the first film back into this film to make it feel like it was an actual like a second part of this film, like another part of another chapter. And that's all I got. And that's the best I can do to take note.
Go on.
Um, how I would fix this movie. Okay, we are definitely taking. Okay, you know what? No, I'm gonna keep the Illuminati shit in. Let's say we keep it in, and go and like we do something with that. All right, we keep that part in. We take out the teens as like coming from prom or whatever, and we make it a meta like commentary type of movie where almost like on some Cabin in the Woods type shit, where the Illuminati is using this family and but without their knowledge, but like using them for exploitative reasons.
See, that's
To
what I thought this was going, Tuan. See, I thought we were all supposed to be made to believe that Matthew McConaughey's character, outside of being a cannibal, was just like batshit crazy. And then you pull behind the curtain and oh
he's in
shit,
on some shit.
Illuminati. Or, he's not in on it, but he peeps some shit and people don't believe him when the whole time it's actually true.
Yeah, I think like if they were gonna go with that angle, excuse me, like fully go into it. Like why are we like pussyfooting around it? Like why are we just like lightly touching it? Like just go full into it because what we're presented with makes it even more stupid the way that it is in the movie because nothing's done for it. It's like mentioned a couple times, and then we get the men in the
Shit.
suits there, and it's like okay, but they didn't even do
You
anything.
could
Bro
tie
showed
that
up and
back.
yeah,
You could tie that back to the fucking bus driver, the truck driver who ran away. You could say after he ran away, he chopped it up with some people and they was like, well, shit, let's go watch this. Let's go see what's going on. That would
yeah, like they could
explain
have,
how they
they could.
got, how,
No,
go
continue.
ahead. No, I said that could explain the goddamn amusement park. Because how the fuck y'all get all this money for this amusement park? And y'all just, the chili ain't getting y'all this amusement park.
Or like at least in this one, like I think. Yeah, I think if it was like, yeah, like Cabin in the Woods, almost like to set it up so that whatever group of teens or whatever like gets in contact with them, like it's all like predestined that this was gonna happen, which it kind of seemed like some of it was, like the way that sign was there for them to detour, that kind of looked like it was fake or set up, and then just the car coming out of nowhere to crash into them after the one girl was talking about conspiracy theories, like it was given like stuff was being set up for them, but it's like the writer did not really like hone in on that, but and still wanted to do the whole like Texas Chainsaw thing of like the family and then them kidnapping people and bringing them home for a dinner scene and all that stuff. And like the dinner scene could have been so much better had it been something like that. Like maybe they were like having their dinner scene, but like you said, like Mark, some like shit, like weird shit was happening to all of them, not just the like characters that we meet who run into the family. Like I don't know, it could have been something different, especially since they were trying to like play this one. I would like less of a horror and more like a dark comedy or like comedy horror type of deal. I felt like at points, like if you're gonna do it, go all the way with it. Like that was it was just like nothing stuck, nothing stuck here. And this franchise confused.
Yeah, it's very confusing because I don't think 4 movies in you should have an identity. 4 movies in, like, do they even have a theme?
Mm-mm.
See, because I can recognize a Friday the 13th movie without even seeing the screen because I can recognize the theme. The same thing with Halloween. The same thing with Nightmare. The same thing with everybody except for these. Like I don't know what is with this for. Like I don't get it because like I wouldn't even know what to do or what to change to fix it. Like I feel like the only thing you could do is lean into the Illuminati shit and just try your best to like because I don't know what you would do. This movie is so fucked up that you can't really even do a quick fix.
I know
But
how
throw
to
the
fix
whole
it
movie.
actually.
I would throw the whole script away, and then we would just have to build from the last movie. I don't know why we didn't do that.
I know a perfect one
What way?
by not having the film at all.
Mm, yep.
It, you know, it's so interesting watching this first four movies of the series. Because the mission, I don't know, I've only seen some of the newer ones, and thinking of how quote unquote beloved this franchise is, I'm like, where is it? Where's the franchise actually? Like,
Actually, you
where
know
is
what?
it? Like,
I actually know. I know what it is. It's not this movie. I can tell you that much. You
it's the
have
next one.
the older. No, you have the older group of people who love that first movie, and a small group of them have a fondness for the second movie. Nobody likes 3 and 4. That's just given. But then you have the younger generation who all love the next movie.
That's true because I do.
They love the next movie. They tolerate the one after that, and they chuckle at Texas 3D. And then they go back. Then they think because of those movies, when they go all the way back to the first one, it gives the same vibe, and it doesn't. So people either their entry is either the first movie or the remake, and they base their love of the franchise off those 2 movies. But you can't do that
Yeah.
because because in between those 2 movies is a bunch of bullshit. Because let's just get let's just go to the characters now. I didn't. I guess we could talk about Heather, uh, Barry, and Sean. Sean wasn't really in this movie that much. He was taken out right away. One less bad actor. I'm okay with that.
He should have.
I,
He
I
tried to
was
zigzag when he should have ran into the woods.
girl, and I was so happy when Barry got it. They made Barry too over the top, obnoxious. It's like, okay, we get it. He's going to die. Okay, they were doing too much. And
No, he
Heather,
was.
I'm like Heather, you're not gonna be here long. I'm not even gonna waste my time. Just get taken out. Because like, did you not smell this big man behind you?
No,
Did you not
especially for
hear
someone
him?
who whole time like, oh, like there might be some killers out here. Like we're gonna
Right?
die. I'm like, oh,
Like
but you didn't turn
you
around.
cannot tell me, you cannot tell me that fucking that he walks silently, that he don't got a heavy walk. You cannot tell me that. You didn't hear him behind you?
Like, where's your perception?
They should have been in this movie. So we're gonna go right past him. And Eliane, I'm gonna ask you your thoughts on Jenny. I know, girl.
Um, what can I say? Okay, hold up. It's because the thing is, I'm not trying to bring up the acting. I already brought it up.
I'm
I
not.
actually
Go
enjoyed it.
ahead.
Look, Jenny's acting honestly wasn't the best in the beginning. Like, girl, you whispering the air. That's all you do. Or like just the majority of the, but it's not just her. It was the majority of the characters. But halfway through, all the way to the end, she did a really good job giving in her acting. Honestly, I will give her that. She actually improved herself. Her character itself, I did like that they were going for like a nerdy kind of attribute. They were trying to show off, like, because normally it's always like the hot girl. It's always like a very attractive female. I'm not saying that Jay's not cute or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, I'm glad they're trying to incorporate something that you don't expect. Um, um, I think she did a good job. I did like her. Uh, okay. My girl was doing what she had to do to escape. And, after that fall, I thought it was gone for her. But she, you know what? She showed up. She said that, you ain't getting me
How did she
down.
survive that?
What happened?
How did she survive that fall?
Girl, you heard the snap, right? That's what scared the shit out of me. I don't know how she survived that fucking RV fly. Like that RV went flying. But overall, I liked her character. That's all I could say. Because if I say anything else, I'm just gonna keep saying because I don't know what else to say.
Come on.
Um. So I thought like the way that Ginny was being like near the beginning of the movie, like she was gonna be she was a little brighter in some parts. It was like it was like at parts they were like randomly like giving Ginny like big brain energy, and then they were like in other parts like, oh wait, we gotta slow this down, the movie gonna be over. And so they kind of like dumbed her down and like immediately right after, like some decisions that she were making, I was like, okay, I see the vision, and then immediately after it was like, oh, why she do that? Or why is she being or feigning like she don't know what to do now. So it felt kind of off the way that I feel like way they were doing like her character. I feel like they didn't know which way to go with what they were doing with her. Um, and in addition to that, just the portrayal from Renee Zellweger with her was not really my cup of tea for a performance, and the way like the character was kind of portrayed. But uh, yeah, none of the final girls have really given me anything since like Sally. I guess that jump she did was a good one, but yeah, no, but none of these final girls are really giving me anything. Um, like from where we were initially with like Sally in the first one, like Stretch, like that whole thing. Like I thought Stretch's like story in general, the way that she got to be involved in the plot, um, didn't really need to happen. I think she was doing a little too much. And then in the third one, I forgot the character's name from the third one. Mark, you remember her name?
Mm-mm.
I'm sorry, listeners. I will say I'm not well prepared, but they didn't give me a reason to remember
They
this
don't
person.
leave an impression. Like outside of
Yeah,
Sally,
no, it's
they
like
don't leave an
that ass.
impression.
Like they didn't give me a reason to remember the character's presence, but like she also was really giving nothing in the third one, and I mean Jenny gave a little something, but not enough to where I think this was a good character. Yeah, the decisions just weren't there. I think, yeah, she needed to. It was like I said, it was like at some parts they wanted her to be like bright, and then other parts they didn't. So it felt like the writers didn't really probably know what to do. Whether they wanted her to be like very headstrong type of final girl, or or just like lucky or some shit like that.
Yeah, because I don't know. They're not doing it for me. It's been no on top of no. But let's move on over to the family. We got Darla, we got WE, we got we got Grandpa. Um, See, this is the thing. Outside of that original family, everyone else just seems like useless and not really needed. Because in the first movie, you had Grandpa who was the best at killing. You got Leatherface who does the butchering. Then you have the cook, and then you had the twins. Whichever one we had in the movie. They pretty much like lured the people in, or gave them a reason to come in. Like, it was like everybody had something to do. And these movies, it's like y'all just in the background being menacing and stupid and being like, I got you. Like, Darla girl, it can't be that good that you willing to deal with the abuse and the cannibalism and the Illuminati?
And she was like,
Oh,
especially for given for the '90s, she was a '90s baddie.
she was 90s fine. Like, girl, it can't be that good. You gotta
Like
do something.
Darla could have like been like the head of a company or some shit.
Right? Like the
Literally, she was
Illuminati,
acting.
abuse, and cannibalism.
Like, why wasn't she a part of Illuminati? She could have been up with
That would
the
have made
suit.
more sense. That could have been his handler.
True.
Like, it don't make sense. He could have been a plant, and she could have been a plant, an undercover agent. And if they would have showed her ass in the helicopter shooting him with the man in black behind her in the helicopter too, I would have excused the whole Illuminati plot.
This is true.
Because at least it ties it together. Why was Darla there? Why is Grandpa still alive? And why? Because the last movie had two brothers too. You had Viggo Mortensen, who was the main tough brother, and then you had the other brother who was kind of stupid in the background. And we get the same thing here. If you would have told me that Matthew McConaughey was just playing Viggo Mortensen's character, I would believe you. Because what was the difference? Like, you see it, Tuan? Like, there's no difference. Like, y'all just changed the name and made Matthew McConaughey more outlandish. But before we get to Vilmer, Tuan, Elian, what are your thoughts on the family?
Um,
Yeah, they irritated.
imagine, imagine Bruce Campbell in Matthew McConaughey's role. Marvel. He would have.
I,
He would have ate.
listen, I would have forgiven it.
Like he would have ate that.
He
Like
was
that would have been
kind of
good.
giving that. He was kind of giving that in Evil Dead too. So I would have forgiven it.
Yeah, I think he would. I think he would have ate that. But I mean, Matthew McConaughey's character, like he was being batshit crazy though. So like, it was working out for him. I felt, to be honest, like he, his scenes were the ones that were cracking me up the most. Like just because of how outlandish the shit was. Um, Outside of that though, like throw the whole family away. This ain't even a family. We don't even know we don't know these people. We don't know Slaughters. Who's y'all? Who are y'all?
And y'all can't give us Mama
Wait,
one movie,
wait.
bro. This family wasn't needed. It just feels like
It wasn't.
it felt like it was just tacked on. Honestly, I,
What's so hard
I,
about keeping the family consistent?
right? I mean, they kill him
I
in
under-
every movie, but like, do you really?
I understood that they were trying something new, but if they were going to try something new, they could at least
No,
change the story.
you can't doing that. You can't do wink, wink, nudges to the movies that came before it. Then,
Fair.
but like, okay, let's move on to Wilmer. Wilmer was my biggest issue because wow, we watched that last movie. This is basically Viggo Mortensen's character. Heck,
Mm-hmm.
doing the same over the top crazy shit with a couple more hooting and hollerings and whoo, like he was pissing me off. Like, Matthew, calm down. Like, you need to take a downer because you took too many uppers and you're losing your damn man. Like, please relax. It was too much. Like I'm just like you just made him the same character. You just amped it up to 100.
Like we could have had the Illuminati like giving him drugs to make him act that way or some shit. Like it could have been so different. Like they could have said like he was being drugged to like act that way. Like what if he wasn't even like, oh my, there's so many ways I'm thinking now how to craft this differently. It's not important until what we're the character discussion because the character is the way he is. But yeah, he was just Viggo Mortensen's character in a different font with a new name and a new family.
And pissing me off.
And the whole leg bit, like I don't know what that was supposed to be about. Um, like was that supposed to be like a like erectile dysfunction type of thing?
Uh,
Because the way like he was using that leg and like in certain scenes, it's like he was getting off.
Was there even a backstory to the leg, or was it just a character decision?
Actually, you know what I think it was? You know what I think it was, Twan? Because you remember in the second movie, Leatherface.
Yeah,
No, in the first movie, Leatherface cut his leg, and I think he did it again in the second movie. And in the last movie, he had the brace on. I wouldn't be surprised if they forgot who had the leg issue, and they just put it on Matthew McConaughey's character because they forgot,
it
or the
just happened.
continuity was so like it's because you know. I'm finna skip ahead to Leatherface because I got a rant. 'Cause you know what makes me mad?
You know,
Because
really grind your gears.
yes, because every Friday the 13th movie is done by has a different effects team, but
Oh my god, it's so
some
horrible. Yeah,
some way, they can at least give us the exact same mask. They got the same crack. It's the same fucking mask. And Jason, for the most part, looks the same. Low key, his clothes get more beat up every time because the Jason timeline is all crazy. But like, you can point him out in a fucking crowd because it's always him. Leatherface looks different in every movie. Leatherface weight fluctuates in every fucking movie. Leatherface has a different personality in every movie. Because you can't tell me that crazy chainsaw wielding, doing his little two-step crazy dancing is the
that's a
same
two step.
Leatherface. Like he was dancing all in the second movie, Eliana. It was pissing me off. There's no way that crazy dancing Leatherface was the same Leatherface we saw in the last movie, who is now doing drag in this movie. Why was Leatherface out there in that skirt with a slutty waist? What's going on around here?
It's just like
Experimentation.
nothing was like like oh like they making me go crazy right now because I'm just thinking like none of this shit is making sense to me. Like none of it's making sense to me. I feel like I'm going crazy.
Leatherface is just trying out the other side,
And you know,
giving it a
like sure, we love that. We love that for Leatherface, but I don't love it for the movie that I'm watching. Like you can experiment, but I need it to make
Are you
sense.
judging Leatherface and his decision?
Listen, listen.
Let me stop. Let me
Uh,
stop.
Babadook is an LGBT girly. Okay, Leatherface is not. I just don't. It's like y'all can't get a cannibalistic chainsaw wielding maniac consistent across like the franchise.
Like the
Right.
only, like I was gonna say they were like I guess they were consistent in like one bit of Leatherface, like maybe the first three, but it kind of got dropped in this one where like it was Leatherface was kind of like exhibiting childlike qualities at certain points, and they were
I
treating
mean,
them as such. But they didn't even drop that in this one,
because also like we saw him wear the wig in the first movie for like a quick blink and you miss it scene.
Mm.
and it
Because
was the head of somebody.
yeah, and then because the second movie he was like all hyper and shit and perverted, ready to stick his chainsaw and stretch. And in the last movie, he was right, like he was regressed, like an overgrown kid who's just doing what he's told. by his controlling family, who may
And
or may not, be a dad. Very confusing.
and Leatherface's name has been different in like each movie.
Baby Leatherface, Bubba Jr. Now he's just
Now it's just
leather.
Leather.
Leather with the kitten heel and the bust down
Six
middle
inch
part.
heels
Like, what's going on?
and a bob.
Like, like
And
even
Leatherface, your mask was whack too in this one too, Shouty. Your leather was
He
not
was
leather.
just starting out as a doll. Leave her alone.
no,
Well, I need them to watch tutorial or something.
this is bad. Like, I just don't get how he is consistently different every film, and it's just like it's even worse when you realize that like by the time the second movie came out, we had already had a bunch of Jasons, a bunch of Jasons, and a bunch of Freddys. But y'all saw how you can keep a slasher villain consistent across the movies. But y'all, you're just like, fuck it, we gonna change every aspect every single time.
While
No.
being one of the original writers.
That's another thing I pointed out because how both of y'all come back to something that y'all started and completely change it every single time. I guess they wrote that movie in a different headspace, in a different viewpoint than what ended up being put out. Because, they say the movie is made in the edit and maybe they went in the editing bay and that first movie is not what they envisioned because I don't understand. And y'all gave us that movie and then y'all both turned out some bullshit.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I I will say that at least going forward, Leatherface is semi consistent.
Okay.
I will say that. It's just, you know how bad a franchise has to be where I prefer the reboot on versus the original set of films?
That's true. You
Because,
hate me.
because that's what this franchise does. This is the franchise that breaks me being a reboot hater. Because, like, not saying that I particularly like the reboot overall, but like at least it gave you something that can be like followed.
Mm.
Because these four movies don't do that, and I just don't get it. Like I don't think it's that hard to write a movie about a cannibalistic family with a chainsaw.
You would
I don't
think.
get it. I feel like that's super easy. I don't know. I don't know, but do you guys have any more thoughts about Leatherface?
No, ma'am.
Whoa, with that, come on, can you give the people the behind the scenes info and fact?
That I can do. So, Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation had a budget of approximately $600,000, and it brought in a box office of approximately $185,000 from its initial theatrical release.
Not
Yikes.
surprised.
Some interesting facts. This film was written by Kim Hinkle, who co-wrote the original 1974 Texas Chainsaw Massacre with Tobe Hooper. The film was originally made in 1994, but wasn't released theatrically until 1995, and even then only received a very limited release. It was initially titled The Return of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre before being retitled The Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation. This was one of Renee Zellweger's early major film roles, years before Jerry Maguire, Bridget Jones' Diary, and Chicago. Matthew McConaughey was also relatively unknown when he made the film. His performance as Wilmer is one of his movies. It's one of the movie's biggest cult attractions. The film was heavily recut and re-edited before release, with significant material removed, and the movie's strange reference to secret organizations and the Illuminati make it arguably the weirdest entry in the original Texas Chainsaw series. Critics' reactions: the film sits at a 16% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 2.1 out of 5 stars on Letterboxd. The Rotten Tomatoes consensus reads: critics generally criticize the movie for its bizarre storyline, exaggerated performances, and failure to recapture the atmosphere of the original. Variety criticized the film's excessive weirdness and tonal inconsistency while acknowledging the enthusiasm of the young cast. Entertainment Weekly highlighted Matthew McConaughey's performance as one of the movie's most memorable elements despite its overall negative reception, and the New York Times was highly critical of the film's execution, finding the sequel's bizarre mythology and exaggerated style difficult to take seriously. But enough of them, what about us? Elion, do you cash or pass Texas
Pass this
Chainsaw Next
motherfucker.
Generation?
That's it. Just pass. I don't even have to explain myself. It was already that shit.
And Mark?
It's a pass. Am I muted?
And for myself, it's a pass. I feel like we on American Idol. It's a no for me, dog.
It's a no.
But yeah,
It was just horrible. Like,
yeah,
sorry,
I
like I'm
will
not trying to cut you
pass.
off. It was just a shitty ass film. Like there were funny elements towards it. Don't get me wrong, but it was just the film overall was just not really well produced or directed.
Yeah, I'm passing. It needed it needed different everything, honestly. More so the story. I think with some of the elements that were in here, as we kind of mentioned earlier when we were saying what we probably would change, there's some things in here, while not initially things that like are related to this franchise, like a conspiracy thing and Illuminati. I feel as though you could have done something with that to make it interesting if you really wanted to push it, but Kim Hinkle didn't really go about it that way and didn't really push anything with it, and kind of just had it there. Um, and the performances were what they were. Matthew McConaughey, like he was like interesting in some parts within it, but yeah, everything else just very inconsistent. And almost like the last one, this movie was like sub 90 minutes, and I still was fairly bored throughout its runtime. So yeah, definitely pass on this one. Looking forward to get into the reboot next week.
And the next time we talk about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, we'll be talking about the reboot that was released in 2003. I'm indifferent only because Jessica Biel, but I'll give you my overall thoughts on that movie next week. Until then, good night.
If you like this episode, please be sure to check out some from the Haddonfield Horror Cemetery, where we've covered big franchises such as Friday the 13th, Halloween, and Saw, or one-off reviews like The Blackening or Hereditary. You can follow Haddonfield Horrors on Instagram and TikTok, where the host posts updates and mini reviews. Full episodes are available on several podcasting platforms, including Spotify, as well as YouTube. If you're listening to us on YouTube, please be sure to like and subscribe. The Haddonfield Horrors podcast is produced by Mark Smart, Tawan Griffin, and Elion Cordova, themed by Lethal Injection, and edited by Mark Smart.
The Haddonfield Horror Podcast is a Letter to Media production.
Should we do an intro?